Shout out to the Revolution family. Shout out to all of you. Thank you so much for joining me here live with the Mad Church Disease channel. Shout out to all of you. Greetings to all of you. Thank you so very much for joining me. I'm your humble host and servant, Marcellus, and I'm very grateful that you're going to join me on tonight. We're going to have a very good conversation. We're going to be talking about Brian Carn Gets Exposed again, with another young lady. But this time there's a plot twist, ladies and gentlemen. She is currently taking a DNA test to prove possibly that her child is Brian Carn's. You're going to hear it from her own mouth, and I'm going to let her speak for herself here in just a second. But I want for you all to understand something. This is no surprise to me. I told you guys earlier in the year that this was going to continue to happen, and it will continue to happen. And so, hey, as we keep having commentary about it, I wish somebody would realize this kind of stuff is what tears down the Black church. I wish people and preachers would recognize that it's not a vlogger who does that. It's this type of behavior, and it's these types of preachers that tear down the Black church. But that's neither here nor there, because, you always have to have somebody to blame. If you are new here to the Mad Church Disease channel, one of the ways that you're able to keep up with my channel and keep up with all things that are Mad Church Disease is by subscribing to our newsletter. You can subscribe to our newsletter. The moderators, of course, will put a link down in the description for you, and they will, of course, you'll be able to subscribe to the newsletter to keep up with that. Okay, you guys, we are on our way to being able to purchase our equipment. So I really appreciate all of the support that you guys have given me thus far this month. If you guys want to go ahead and make sure that I'm able to get this piece of equipment, y'all make sure that y'all support the channel. And tonight, we always ask when we go live, if we could get at least 10 of you guys to do $10 or 2 of you guys to do at least $50. That will ensure the fact that we are moving in the right direction. And those are all of the ways, of course, that you can assist with all of your support of the Mad Church Disease podcast. Thank y'all so very much. And I'll be keeping you guys up to date on that. Before I get into this Brian Carn commentary, let me just tell you, when I end my commentary on Brian Carn, we're going to deal with this William McCray conversation between him. Really, I think that whole live was for an audience of one man, Bernard Jordan. And we're going to discuss that at the very tail end of this. But I want you guys to know I will be giving some commentary to that. So you're going to want to stick around for that. I just promise you that you're going to want to stick around for that. All right, so let's get into it. I don't want to belabor the issue too much longer tonight, and I don't want to be up here long. Now, somebody said, why are you coming on so early today? Let me tell you why I'm coming on early. For real. I want to go have dinner, and I want to enjoy the rest of my night, and I want to find me a good movie. I just want to sit and relax, because I've actually been doing really well with that. Also, let me just tell you, hey, Prince James, thank you so much for coming. Let me tell you why I want to get on and get off early tonight, because I want to have dinner. I want to find me a movie, and I want to relax. Guess what's been happening to me as of late? I've literally been sleeping all the way through the night, which is normally not normal for me. Like literally not normal. I've literally been sleeping all the way through the night. And so I'm enjoying my sleep. My sleep has been really, really well, you guys. And so I just want to go and enjoy my sleep. That's all I'm saying. I want to find me a good movie. And I just want to chill. What's up, Daryl? Good to see you here, my friend. And shout out to all of the members. Shout out to all the subscribers in here. April. Thank you so much, April. April's been a long time subscriber. Shout out to you, April. Shout out to Moni No Love. Thank y'all so much. All of you guys that are in here. Who's that up there? Is that Stephanie? Well, shout out to Stephanie. Thank you so much. Uncle Fred, of course. Gerald, of course. Shout out to you. What's up, T Davis? Thank you so very much. And all of you guys. Is it Yolanda? Okay, Butler, because y'all know I'm bad with names. Some of this stuff I don't even be attempting. Recast, shout out to you. All of you guys, thank y'all so much for y'all love and support. I really do appreciate it. Okay. let me get myself together, because I can't be coming on here because for some odd reason StreamYard always tries to make my lips look dry, but they're not really dry, and I don't know what's the heck with StreamYard. I think when I look at this in the around, it's typically like that because of the LUT. It's LUT. There's when you do video and video work, the LUT is always off, so the color is always off. Hey Etta, thank you so very much for becoming a member. I really do appreciate it. And to Christine Parks, because Christine had asked me something about starting the gifts on the channel. It's kind of like TikTok where you can send like 100 coins and 10 cents and all that other stuff. The next live, we will have that on the channel. I just didn't activate it, but I will be activating it so that you guys can participate in that. You can send like $1, so you guys can send smaller gifts. You don't have to send as much, and so stuff like that. Good evening to all of you guys. Shout out to the 218 of you guys that are with me thus far. Shout out to Respective Angle. Good to see you here as well, sir. So let's get into it. Many of you who don't know the history of Brian Carn are unaware of his meteoric rise into the Christian space and into Christendom. He was somewhat pushed out into the church community as sort of this wonder prophetic kid. I will be really honest with you guys. I have watched Brian Carn over the years. My colleagues and I have watched Brian Carn over the years. And in my humble opinion, he is no more a prophet than some of these other charlatans who are claiming to be prophets of God. Okay. Brian Carn, a couple of years ago, when he got caught into a scandal, he was following a witch. He repeated a prophecy word for word. And my friend Marjorie, you know her on YouTube as Ms. Justice, M-I-Z Justice, Ms. Justice. She exposed him for, following behind this witch and following this prophecy word for word. Well, at that particular time, what many of you may not know is Brian Carn was hosting a show on the Daystar Network. I believe it was either called Saturday Night Live or Friday Night Live. He went live, and he had just started doing those live shows. Well, when he was found out to be following a witch, Daystar pretty much said no go. At some particular point in time, ladies and gentlemen, and the videos are still up on Miss Justice's channel, so you can go watch them. They stopped, they said no more of this. So all of Brian Carn's speaking engagements sort of dried up. Nobody was calling Brian Carn to come preach. He went into this 48 hours of fasting and prayer, because every time Brian does something stupid, he always tries to, turn it and make it spiritual. He never takes responsibility for his actions. He just never does. And most of these preachers and most of these pastors make excuses for Brian Carn's behavior, and they just let him get away with it, right? There was a woman by the name of Kimberly Daniels. This Kimberly Daniels lady, I believe, had a seat in her state legislation office. She's a black lady who said that we were better off in slavery. A black preacher said that, black lady. And I have that video somewhere over here on one of these hard drives. Because if I really wanted to do a whole documentary on Brian, I really could. It would be an amazing documentary. So all the preachers came and surrounded Brian, and they made nothing but excuses for Brian. Now, here's the thing about Brian Carn. The reason why so many people make excuses for Brian Carn is because Brian Carn can raise a lot of money. He sings, he's very entertaining. That's the thing about Brian Carn. When you see him on social media, a lot of the stuff that we're laughing at and we're chuckling at, it's just his antics, right? It's all his antics. Because if you listen to Brian Carn, as far as being a preacher is concerned, as far as I'm concerned, you have never got a revelatory word regarding Christ and the kingdom of God coming out of the mouth of Brian Carn. And if you have gotten a revelatory word from Brian Carn, I venture to say that you probably need to read more and study more. That's all I'm going to say on that. Because most of the stuff that Brian Carn speaks about is hickory dickory dock, the mouse ran up the clock. Okay. So that's that. After he that happened to him, Brian Carn has had numerous situations with married people's spouses. There are two that come to my mind immediately. Pierre Whitlow, right? Pierre Whitlow, who was an organist that used to travel with Brian Carn. Pierre Whitlow and his information has been out on social media, as well as Demetrius Senegal. So much so that Demetrius Senegal took Brian Carn to court in North Carolina. That court case, of course, ended. It was sealed. We don't really know what happened to that. And see, that's the funny thing about these church folks. They will literally do stuff and then hide it. They don't want anybody to know how things transpired and what went down with that, right? But in the midst of all of this, Brian Carn decided, since his speaking engagements were drying up and nobody was calling him, he said, you know what? I'm going to start a church. Now, I'm going to tell you something. In the beginning, he started this church with two other men, right? One of those men was the so-called prophet who got into a fight with Tiffany Montgomery earlier in the year, and we covered that story. I just don't remember that guy's name currently at the time. That's the one with the really big head, and he's always wearing the really tight pants. We'll just call him the booty prophet. He was the booty prophet, the one that's always wearing the real tight pants. I don't remember his name. Okay, so that's what happened. Okay, so that's how the church started. The church started because those two preachers came together when it was three preachers, and and then all of a sudden, wada bing, bada pow, those two preachers was out, and all of a sudden, Brian Carn became the pastor of the church. Now, when Brian Carn became the pastor of this church or overseer of this church, him and Demetrius Senegal was still friends. Y'all got to understand. So Demetrius Senegal and him was still, there's a Googleation, R. Lowry, there's a Googleation. You can't go out there because one girl did allege that he gave her an STD. That's all you got to do is use Google. It's out there. This stuff is public knowledge, you all. So there is no expose here. There's just me giving you the history. Okay. But this young lady is going to speak for herself in a minute. So let me say this, you all. He takes over the church. Demetrius Senegal is supposed to be his overseer. Now, I hate to say this, and I'm just going to have to be honest here. Demetrius Senegal's rise to becoming a bishop has always been in question as well. For those of us who remember the story way back in the day, how he became a bishop has always been in question. And I'll leave it there. I'm not going to go down the road with that. But I want you all to know that one of the things that has been going on since Brian Carn has been getting into all of these situations, many evangelists, many pastors and preachers have always come to his defense, and they consistently make excuses for Brian Carn's behavior, and they never hold him accountable. They just let him come out. He'll cry, he'll worship, because y'all remember just a couple of weeks ago, maybe about a month ago, when he got caught in another scandal, he was crying and worshiping and hollering about more grace, more grace. He just recently went on the Willie Moore Jr. podcast, and Brian Carn literally sat there and told those people he has no children. But according to Robbie Warren and some accounts that Prophet Robbie Warren says, he says that is simply not true. He says that Brian Carn is simply playing word games. Now, I have heard some things regarding Brian Carn and children, but I cannot explicitly say that Brian Carn has children, but I have been told he has children. That's what I've been told. Whether or not that is true or not, I cannot say that I have verified it, but I have been told he has children. Okay. And that's neither here nor there. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. So what else did I want to add? Okay. So when he starts this church, ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking to you guys on this podcast, and there's videos on here where I told you guys that all of the stuff that Brian was doing was to build this church because Brian Carn needed the income to sustain his life. He went from one church to two churches, and now I believe he is the pastor of three churches. He's one church in three different locations. So he has the franchise model of KCC. Okay, so he has a franchise church. Now, if I'm wrong on that, I can stand to be corrected. You more because I can tell you right now, I don't follow Brian Carn like that anymore. Just when things sort of come across my desk or come across my whatever, then I will give commentary to it and I'll talk about it. But one of the things that disturbed me about Brian Carn, when he started this church, he did something called gas on God. We were going through the pandemic, I believe, and Brian Carn decided he was going to give everybody in his community gas for free because the gas had went so high and people couldn't afford it. So he was passing out gas in the neighborhood. They had long lines of people lined up to get gas. One of the things that I said, and this for those of us who have started churches, who've been a part of churches, helping with the genesis of churches, one of the things you know is that in order for you to really build a successful ministry, a church is really about the community. So getting out into the community and actually meeting the needs of the people is essential if you're going to build a church. You see some of these other preachers nowadays, these new preachers that are coming in, they giving away flat screen TVs. What's that guy? Mark Moore, I think that guy's name is. I went over there and told Mark Moore, I said, well, Mark Moore, I can't believe you're giving away TVs and stuff. And Mark Moore was like, oh, he said something smart to me. And I said, okay, well, if y'all this is what you're going to do to build your church is give away flat screen TVs. I don't think it's really, helping to establish people in the gospel to get them to get a flat screen TV. But I mean, if that's what y'all going to do, I'm sorry. I'll say if that's what y'all going to do, go on and do you. So he did a gas on God, and he frequently did the gas on God. Let me tell you what gas on God is. It is a marketing ploy to fill the seats of his church. I want you all to remember and constantly remember this when I talk to you, that these people are doing business. They're claiming it's all God, but they're doing business. The only way you're going to be able to make money in the business that he is in is he's got to fill those seats, and he's got to keep those seats filled. So he's going to play every game that he can play. He's going to do all of the things in order to make sure that he is making money and that those church seats are filled. We've had Vashti Innes. We've had all kinds of people to come forward and speak about the illicit behavior of Brian Carn, which leads me tonight, ladies and gentlemen, to the new young lady. Now, I can't pronounce her name. I think it's Ida. That was her screen name. Hold on. I don't even know why that's doing that. Oh, because I didn't.
So this is the moment that.
Let me do this. And this new young lady comes out. Now, let me just say this to the fellows that's going to come by this video. We'll see what he just lied the other day on Willie Moore Jr.'s program. You can go and watch it. You can go watch it. He lied. He said he don't have no kids. Okay, moving right along. One thing for the fellas that's watching this, the women that Brian Carn goes after most certainly are not ugly young ladies. These are some very gorgeous young ladies. And to be quite frank with you, I think that, and he has a type, if you notice, if you look at this young lady and you remember Vashti, yeah. But this young lady, she's going to tell us some things in this video, and I'm going to put on my headphones and we're going to listen to this, and I'm going to give some commentary to it. Now, I want you to know that this is being played for commentary purposes. So all copyright laws are into full effect. You guys, let's dive in. And then we'll get over there to William McCray, and we'll talk about William McCray at the tail end of this commentary. So let's go.
Most people have probably been waiting for, because it's like kind of like I just disappeared out of nowhere from this church, right? This is the reason why I left Kingdom City Church. Prepare yourselves. The reason why I left Kingdom City Church is a lot of different factors. I'm going to keep my words right, and I'm going to use my words correctly.
Now, I want y'all to know, I thought somebody was in the kitchen doing a whole bunch of chopping and cooking, but that's her baby banging. So just so that y'all know, nobody's in the kitchen chopping and cooking and making all that noise but the little baby. So, i.e. could be possibly Brian Carn's child. So here we go.
Even though I have everything documented from the very moment that I was approached until now. But I feel like I deserve to speak my truth. It's okay. It's the truth. I shouldn't be frightened or scared to speak my truth because there's fans worse than the beehive that he has. And just a lot of factors. There's some people there, allegedly. There's some crazy people that are possessive over him, right? But it's not just them being possessive. It's something that someone is doing, I have to use my words wisely, to cause these women to be very possessive, right? To the point where it drove me out.
Now, let me just say this. I'm going to give a little commentary. She says there's something that someone is doing to cause these women to be possessive. Let me tell you, in my opinion, if she's noticing that a lot of women surrounding him are being quite possessive of him, one of the reasons why they would do that is if they're pitting the women against each other. So they know that the women are sleeping with him, working with him, whatever y'all want to call it, allegedly. But she's saying that she had an affair with the man. So, I mean, that's what she's claiming, right? So if that is the case, ladies and gentlemen, that's normally what happens in those dynamics. They're playing each other off of each other. And so they're making each other jealous of one another. Keep in mind, these are young women, right? So, so that's the situation with that. Triangulation. Yes. So that's what I would say to that. So let's continue.
When I look at this church, right, and I look at these members, I am grateful for them. I'm grateful for the people there. I'm grateful for even down to the leader. But I can say that I had one of the worst stages of my life going to that church. It's like no one saw me. No one sees what you're going through. And you have people that coddle the dysfunction of the leadership going around. These people are knowing what's going on and they coddle his dysfunction. I'm still going through something with this person. And there's people that sit there and coddle his dysfunction.
Did you hear what she said? She said there are people that sit there and coddle his dysfunction. A lot of preachers have been coddling Brian Carn's dysfunction. But look at what's happening in the wake of them coddling his dysfunction. There's a lot of young ladies who are getting hurt by this, but don't nobody care. That's the amazing thing. But the first thing they'll say is the vloggers are tearing down the black church. My God from Zion.
I deserve to speak my truth, and it's time. I joined the church August of 2021. I didn't get so I went to the church August 2021. Actually, the first time I ever went was like the ending of July of 2021, but I joined officially August of 2021. However, he doesn't approach me until via text message January 2023, which I have like the receipts that I could post for that and everything. So I don't get approached until January 2023. After that, we're talking, but I feel a pull to keep my options open, even though he wants me to only talk to him. because of things out there, diseases, and all these things that he's saying. Mind you, he told me never to share with anyone, don't talk to about anyone, which I have a text message of his very first approach that I can attach here. I just felt just like at first it was very exciting because I'm like, oh my gosh, this amazing person, like he's like a king to all these people, like he wants me. Oh my gosh, like it can be so exciting until
That's the thing about young women who've never done anything and don't have any money. They get really excited about nothing. And see, this is one of the reasons why I love grown women. I love grown women because grown women have their own lives. They have their own business. They got their own stuff. You understand what I'm saying? So, if you're thinking you're going to impress a grown woman, okay, but moving right along.
you realize, right, that there is probably way more people allegedly that he's communicating with and talking to in the church and be out of the church. So proceed to July 2023. Beforehand of July 2023, I get asked about or presented an opportunity for a threesome, right? So
Opportunity for a threesome. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. Now, you're going to find out that this young lady knows Vashti, and we're going to get into it, and I'm not going to stop it too much more, but I want y'all to pay attention. Pay attention to what's being said.
I don't want to say the girl's name, but the woman had already came out about him this year. That woman,
her name is Vashti. We know who she's talking about. Let's go.
he was like, she's gonna text you and all you have to do is say yes, da 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 da. Like it was like a setup, like he knew how to set this thing right and set up the threesome. So we ended up meeting and basically the threesome happened, right? After that, him and I proceed to communicate, but then I send a text message like, hey, I don't know what this is, what this relationship is. I can't, like, I just don't know. I don't know what this is anymore, so I don't know what we're doing. So I ended up sending that text. He's like, I'm not going to chase you, yada, 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 whatever. Boom. I found out I'm pregnant, right?
So she gets pregnant. Uh-huh.
I didn't have the greatest moments in my life. And I had to let him know that he could be a potential father, potentially, like he could be one. Mind you, I had the worst stages of my life going there, so.
Now, just keep in mind, she did say at the beginning of this video that she was seeing someone else. So we're not going to hold that against her because she did communicate that. Okay, let's go on.
I take accountability for everything that I've done. I had a moment where I had pretty much almost like a one-night stand. Whether it was that or whether it was with allegedly Prophet Brian Carn Jr. I proceed to let him know that I'm pregnant. He's like, oh no, who's about? I'm like, I don't know, because the other guy was like the 16th of September, and me and him had sex September 26th. So it was like 10 days away. So I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know, like, what is going on here? Like, no matter who I was trying to move forward with, he always kind of came in, whatever.
He literally came in. You get the word inference. He came in. Okay, move right on.
Him know that I'm pregnant. He proceeds to state, well, why don't you consider, an abortion? Like, are you going to continue to drink? Are you still going to smoke or whatever? So I'm like,
listen, there are so many young women and so many people that have multiple people on the side and that they're fooling around with. So this is not abnormal, you all. This actually happens a lot. There are a lot of women who don't know who their child's father is because of this type of behavior. And keep in mind, she's participating in threesomes, right? So it's a possibility, you all.
oh my gosh, I feel all this pressure on me. So in my head, I'm thinking maybe I should go ahead and schedule it. immediately was like, nah, I'm not even going to go that route or go that way. I don't even want to go that route, because I can't live with the thought of doing something like that to my child. Well, he starts checking on me, periodically during the pregnancy, and the baby's here. I do everything alone. The entire pregnancy, I'm really more so focused on the other guy. We're going to call him John. So I'm not really thinking anything of Prophet Brian Carn Jr. and really approaching him about it, because I'm like, it's impossible. There's no way that I could have he could be a potential option, even though I know they were only 10 days apart. And I take a full accountability for that. I'm not ashamed of anything that I've done. I'm just not. There's nothing that anyone can pick on me about, or like, I'm very open about it. And it's like,
y'all hear the baby? Uh-oh. I like that. I'm sorry. I just love kids. I love that. Uh-oh.
From there.
Even the baby in the background going, uh-oh.
From there, after she was born, I'm doing everything on my alone, but a lot of the sisters from KCC, they were helping me a lot, which was tremendously amazing. Like, they just came in and they kind of stepped in, them not knowing that he could be a potential option. You know what I'm saying? Apparently someone did spread around that it was his child, but that was just them just spreading stuff around, probably because I was cute and whatever. So speed forward, I finally ended up approaching him this year, right, about a DNA test. He calls me a week later. Mind you, I did it via text message. So he proceeded to call me a week later, and he's like, hey, I'm not ignoring you. I'm going to take the test. Like, I'm just letting you know that I'm not ignoring you. I'm going to take this DNA test for you. I'm like, oh, yes, finally. Finally, like, victory could finally be held just for my daughter, because none of this is about me. None of this is about them too. It's more so about my child and like her getting the justice that she needs. Also, with me having to do everything pretty much on my own.
It's okay for you to say that you need help from your child's father, because let me be very clear. This notion of raising children alone is the stupidest thing. I don't know why people think that is something honorable to be running around and talking about, I did it all by myself. No, that's nothing to brag about. Those kind of people just kill me with that kind of stuff. Stop bragging, because that's nothing to brag about. It's okay to have your child's father in the child's life and be able to receive some financial help. Hello.
Without my parents, I'm so grateful that, I was able to purchase a property and everything that pretty much on my own. I'm just so thankful that God presented me the opportunity to do these things. Well, next thing you know, like, I try to look to see if, like,
okay, Ann,
I don't know, something told me to go back to our text messages. I go back to our text messages, it's completely green. So either his numbers change or I'm just blocked. Whatever. I find out that I could be potentially blocked, but then he still proceeds to call me from no caller ID.
So now he's calling her no caller ID. He ghosted her.
And he's like, hey, I'm just checking on you. I don't want anything. He would call me from no caller ID. So my current boyfriend that I have now was like, oh no, this ain't gonna happen. So I was like, oh, well, you can answer the calls, honey. He's like, nah, you got to change your number. You can't be just getting these calls and it's 10 o'clock at night, whatever. So I'm like, okay, well,
I just want to tell y'all, just based on the history of doing these types of stories and reporting on this stuff, I do remember when Pierre Whitlow said that Brian Carn used to call his wife late at night for prayer. It was prayer.
I'm going to change my number. I changed my number immediately. After that, I never got any calls or anything like that. So months go by. I'm like, dang, man, I really need justice for this child. Like, she doesn't deserve to like not know who her father is, So for me, I'm like, I got to do what I got to do. I go to the child support.
And don't be getting all upset because the baby making noise in the background. Y'all know I don't like when y'all be getting mad at the children. That's that baby house. So don't be all in your feelings and tell me you wish the baby be quiet. I heard you in my spirit. I heard you. That's that child's house. You just hush right on up.
Enforcement office, and I finally fill out an application and I put his information on it, and I go and fill it out for the other man, John, as well, and I put his name on the application because I said, no, I can't just go after the one guy. They were only 10 days apart. Like, I have to make sure it's even. It's not because of who he is. Like, I get it, but at the same time, my daughter needs the justice and that she deserves. Like, you have a whole live pastor that's preaching on a pulpit, but dodging a DNA test behind the scenes. Mind you, I have to sit there and watch all this unfold, and I'm just so kind. But I'm like, girl, it's been 2 years now. Your daughter's 1 year old. You need to figure out this. You need justice for your daughter, and it's all about her. It's not about any of them, right? So I called the case manager about like a couple weeks ago, and she's like, hey, I just sent out the letter.
How about this? If it come back and he not the baby daddy, it don't matter, because what we're talking about is the behavior of the prophet. That's what we're talking about.
Like, and I was like, oh my gosh, okay, like, you sent out the letter. So for me, I know that the letter potentially got sent or is getting sent, but mind you, I still don't have justice for my daughter, because I didn't have that much of a cooperable men, because of the decisions and things that I've decided to make, which I take full accountability for that. But I've gotten the help that I needed. I took the step to take therapy, and I started taking therapy over the situation. And
at least she is going to therapy, according to her. And as you listen and as the video continues, she does have good parents.
And I got completely sober. I am going on about to be 6 months of being sober from alcohol,
And I'm gonna tell you right now, if she drinking, I wonder, is Brian Carn drinking? Just a question in my head. I wonder, were they sharing alcohol when they was going through these freak offs? These are the diaries of the gospel freak offs. Boy, my God from Zion. Let's go on. We got our own P. Diddy, it seems, ladies and gentlemen. Father, help us.
Smoking vape, smoking weed. Like, I'm completely sober, and I thank God for just changing my life around. If it wasn't for my current boyfriend that is such an advocate for me and my child, I wouldn't have been able to take those steps.
And we do celebrate her sobriety. And yes, we do celebrate her being able to, get better. I mean, we're not talking down about her. We're actually listening and learning. This is what this is about.
But you do have to change your environment in order to be like in that state of being like completely sober. So all this is going on. Mind you, earlier this year, I had took in the girl Vashti. I took in Vashti. I could speak about her because
she took in Vashti or Vashti. Vashti came to live. Let's continue.
She's like the only one that ever came out about him. Probably the first one that ever came out openly about Prophet Brian Carn Jr., right? Shout out to Vashti. She's such a beautiful spirit, man. She's just so beautiful. I took her in and I had to see her crying on my couch, crying about certain allegedly things that went on that she had to find out about. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Like, I was like, remember when we all had our thing, our situation back in 2023? Well, I was like,
we all had our thing back in 2023. What y'all think that thing was? What y'all think that thing was? Okay.
I can't prove to you the things that you're finding, but I can affirm you that me and him did talk back in 2023. She was like, oh my gosh, like, she sat there and had to hear that story. And mind you, and I was trying to protect her in a sense. Well, the way that situation went down was some women ended up calling her, I guess, and they got a hold of her, and she found out even more things. And that allegedly is how she ended up even making the post. shout out to her. Vashti is a very kind individual, by the way, and she's such a sweet person, and I just feel really bad for like everything that like happened to her. And I was like, I don't know. It was just it was horrible. Like the months that I took her in, like we had an amazing time. She really ended up becoming like a real sister to me. But it was really sad just me seeing things that I saw. And like it wasn't the greatest moment. Like it was just kind of sad. That's how much of a true sister she was. Everything that I did was purely and solely genuine. And I was
Now, I'm going to give you guys the link to this young lady's channel here in a minute, because I do want you guys to be able to go support her channel and watch the video on her channel. But I want you guys to understand something. When you see this kind of stuff, the immediate thing going forward that I'm thinking about is these preachers worried about vloggers tearing down the black church. I want you to hear me. It is this that tears down the black church, not vloggers. Somebody go run and tell Talbert Swan to come over here and go talk to Brian Carn about all of these threesomes and all of this stuff and all of these young women that he's running through over there at Kingdom City Church, allegedly. Y'all go over there and tell him that. Because according to this young lady, she's having threesomes. She had threesomes with the man. You go tell Talbert Swan this is what tears down the black church.
like, dude, like this is insane. Like what? And then when she revealed to me that they were together for 10 years, I was like, oh my gosh. Like I knew they were together for 10 years before she even posted the post and came out about it. It was so hard for me. I was confused because it was just so many things that I had to get clarified in my mind, because I said, no way this man did this, and no way the things that she told me that he did. My mouth was like not my leader, you know what I mean? Like I not this. And it was way more things. Like I know so many things that it's like mind blowing that I
listen, y'all saying some stuff over here, but ended up like the other chick. Now you got to tell your truth. Sounds like an agent to me. Listen here. I mean, come on. Ray John, I'm gonna drop the link. You guys will be able to give your comments in a minute, because I'm here to tell you this is an interesting story. But we've heard this story, Ray John, more than once. I'm serious. Like we've heard this. Lord have mercy. Now, see, if I say something like this, people think I'm making that up, because I tell these people this stuff all the time, but they think I'm making it up. And I be trying to tell y'all these people are just
can't share. And out of respect for both of them, like I'm just not doing it. I'm not sharing anything. But I'm gonna put allegedly in like how I feel, because I have to watch my words, because this is somebody very, very powerful. And mind you, like I'm still frightful of even sharing my story and sharing this. Like it's scary. Everything that I went through is scary, because he's really, really powerful, right? And he has people that coddle his dysfunction, people that know what he's doing. I remember.
Did you hear what she said? People that know what he's doing. I'm just saying that's what she said.
Like my last day of pretty much me making up my mind, like I'm not going back to that church. That was this one lady, we're going to call her Susan. Her name is Susan, right? She knows every single thing that's going on. Mind you, she's still there till this day. She knows everything that's going on about this man. And it's just sickening to me. A lot of them know what's going on with this man behind the closed doors, but they're coddling his dysfunction, which is a little sickening to me. And I'm not going to put them out, because they're probably under some type of manipulation, allegedly as well, from this man. He holds a lot of power, right? Whatever. In my mind, I'm like, when this lady called me and she was like, she always talked about him, number one, like always allegedly communicating about him, like possessive over him in a way. But it was something that she did that completely drove me away. It was like just something really possessive. And she also tried to spread around the story about him and I and what happened with us in the situation.
I keep trying to tell you, they're using these women against each other, and they're using church gossip to do that. Make them feel ashamed. That's what's happening.
And it kind of like drove me out, because then I came in and I started to see like the stares and the people looking at me weird, and it got kind of really creepy. Like it can get really creepy around there. They're really creepy and really possessive. There's some women that are just really creepy there. They're possessed.
Could it be possible that those women are in relationships with him as well, and everybody's just waiting for their opportunity to be called Mrs. Carn, First Lady, maybe? I don't know. It's an interesting situation, isn't it?
And it's okay. Maybe it's something that happened. I'm not sure, but I still care about them too, it's unfortunate, but there's some women almost waiting their shot allegedly to be a first lady. And I'm like, I don't know. But I was like, I prayed about it, and I don't want to speak out with any type of ill will intention in my heart and have any malice in my heart. But
I'm gonna be honest, for these young ladies to have gone through what they've gone through, they seem so very kind. They're way too kind to this dude. But I want to tell y'all something. In the South, your preachers are really looked at as if they're God. Literally. I grew up where you couldn't say nothing about these ninjas. I'm sorry. You couldn't say nothing about them. If you said anything about these preachers, they would kill your behind. I'm just saying, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just saying. You couldn't say nothing about these preachers.
At the same time, I'm like, girl, that was your truth. That was your story. If he didn't want to be a part of your story, he shouldn't have been in your story. So it's like, I feel like I have every right to speak on my truth, and maybe my truth can help some women or people that could be in that church still potentially going through what I might have went through, where I had to keep everything a secret. And while I'm seeing him raise his hand in victory, I'm struggling and I'm going through things inside because I have to keep things secretive between me and him, even women.
Oh, I'm sorry. I done hit the button. I'm sorry. I done went way to the back. Let me just say this. When she says raise his hand in victory, all that really means is he's making more money. He's getting more popular. She's seeing him buy things. He's able to live a really good life. And she's over here struggling. That's what that means. That's just what that means.
Allegedly things that went on that she had to find out about. And I was like,
let me go forward.
My mouth was like,
let me go forward.
What happened with us in the situation. And it kind of drove me out, because then I came in and I started to see the stares and the people looking at me weird, and it got kind of really creepy. It can get really creepy around there. Really creepy and really possessive.
All I'm going to tell you is, new young lady, this is the situation. Let me take this down, you all. Let me take it down. First of all, I wish her God's best. I really do. I wish her, continue therapy, continue to work on her mental health. But like what I told you guys before, Brian Carn is not going to stop this type of behavior. This is not going to stop with this dude. And Lambert Gates and some of you people and some of you preachers that keep inviting him to your churches, you are funding this. You all, and it's just a shame and a sin before God. Now, I have over 700 of you guys here in the chat with me. Will y'all please do me the awesome favor of double tapping the screen or making sure that you hit the like button? Please hit the like button. Welcome to the Mad Church Disease channel, a channel dedicated to our forgotten brothers and sisters throughout the ages. Want to stay connected to me and the Mad Church Disease community? Well, then join our email community newsletter. Stay in the know with all the updates and fresh content that is created for this channel. It's time you join the private community for the revolutionary family, where we can talk and laugh all in a space that's safe with a no judgment zone. Connect with other members and build lasting friendships. The doors are now open. Want to stay connected and be notified each time I go live? Subscribe to the text community and be notified each time that we go live. Simply add your details for instant updates on all our lives. Are you a budding YouTuber or business professional who would like my thoughts on all things business related? Book a free 15-minute consultation where I can help with social media, YouTube, web design, and so much more. Book your consultation now and build your future. Get away from the rat race and build your business. Shout out to the members, shout out to the moderators. Thank you guys for putting the links in the description. Shall we get into it? Where are we with these likes? Because I need to tell y'all some stuff over here about this William McCray business. Y'all, let me see where these likes are. Can y'all get me to at least 200 likes? Where are we at with these likes? Y'all tell me, because y'all be doing me dirty with these likes. I don't know why. Because the likes is free, and that's your free way of supporting the program. Can y'all hit the like button for me? I would appreciate it. Let me see where these likes are, because I can't even see. Okay, can y'all come on? Can y'all get me to at least 250? We had 700 people here, and we've only got 176 likes. Oh, and I have some stuff to tell you about that whole William debacle. So I need y'all to get the likes up, please. Please hit the like button, please. Please hit the like button. Moderators, please keep me abreast on what the situation is. And I'm going to lay some things out for you regarding what transpired over the last 24 hours. And then I'm going to go on about my business and let you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Y'all hit the like button, please. What's going on over there? Come on, y'all hit the like button, please. Thank you. Okay. All right. All right. I appreciate every single one of you hitting the like button. Thank y'all so much. Y'all ready? Let's go. Because I ain't trying to hold you hostage like all the rest of these folks. So I appreciate it, because I know some of you are going to hit it at the end. All right. So let's do this. Let's talk. So last night, I believe it was last night, William McCray went live talking about this supposed audio that he had of this fella named Justin, supposedly this pastor. Let me just bottom line this for you all. What just happened, and shout out to Bonnie Bell for your support of the Mad Church Disease channel. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Y'all listen to me. I've never seen a more confusing, perplexing, stupid live in all my life. What you saw was a master class in manipulation and deflection. I don't understand what people are. Let me say this. Let me start off this way. There is no need for St. James to be vindicated, because everybody is allowed to make a mistake, right? St. James, as a vlogger over the years, as far as history is concerned, he's always done good work. Everybody is allowed to make a flub. Okay. So he doesn't need to be vindicated. I don't know what y'all mean by vindication. Most of us realize he's done good work in times past. You know, he had a flub. Everybody's due a flub. It is what it is. Move on. Right. Secondly, what William did, and I'm going to tell you the truth. I think what they did to St. James was dirty, if you really want to know the truth about it. Because whoever gave St. James his piece of information gave William another piece of information. And it is my opinion that there are people who are using all of these vloggers and manipulating these vloggers. And unfortunately, these vloggers are not paying attention. William McCray went live and told y'all absolutely nothing. He told you in this audio the name of the person that was on the audio. He called a man's name out, said he had the audio and all of this crap. And then he said, well, we're going to distort the voice of the person on the audio. And then he commenced to playing an audio that none of you could understand. It sounded like Lovey and the Angels that EJ played. And you all are sitting there watching Bernard Jordan and his son in this chat Cash App William or Super Chat William almost $700. Now, I want you to think for a minute. I want you to think. Why are they making a narrative about who recorded Bernard Jordan? Why are they making this pastor the story? This pastor isn't the story, ladies and gentlemen. What is the story, or should be concentrated on, is the merits of what was included or stated in the email. Bernard Jordan, I don't want to hear about Justin and you giving him $9,000 for a roof. I don't care about how much you helped him. The only thing you need to address, as far as I'm concerned, is what was included in those emails. Your mentee, made some startling allegations, and he forwarded an email from a man who made startling allegations towards you. You all are talking about everything but the main thing. And I find that very interesting. This is not about who recorded Bernard Jordan. Get that out of your mind. It doesn't matter who recorded him. That's an issue that's for the birds. But what was recorded is important, ladies and gentlemen. And what was said on said recording is important, ladies and gentlemen. So all of this other stuff, I'm going to tell you, and I told my private chat this morning, and I'll tell you guys, William just gave you a masterclass at being the Swedish chef. When I was growing up, one of my favorite things to watch was the Muppets. And anytime my mother wanted to punish me, she would not let me watch the Muppets. But one of my favorite characters was the Swedish chef, because what did the Swedish chef do? Scooby-dee-doo, skitty-bidoo, skitty-skidoo. Mort. That's what he did. And he would throw everything up in the air and everything would come crashing back down. You know what William just did to y'all yesterday night? He threw everything up in the air. He collected some money, let everything crash back to the ground, and he went right on about his business. You don't know anything more than what you knew the day before William did that stupid lie. And he running around there, the cash ship. Can you? I need you to hit the cash ship and hit the cash ship. To hit the cash ship, the button. Hit the cash ship, the button. I need you to hit the cash ship, the button. Do skiddy diddy, skidoo doo, skidoo doo. That's what he did. And y'all sitting there waiting while he playing an audio that sound. And his friend Bernard cash apps him $299, and then his son follows up with $499, and that doesn't cause anybody to think, why are y'all worried about who recorded Bernard Jordan? That ain't the issue. The issue is what was recorded about Bernard Jordan. That is the question, ladies and gentlemen. Who has the recording? You don't know. Who's sending out the recording? You don't know. And here, how about this? Even after listening to William, you still don't know what's on the recording. You don't know nothing. You don't have a clue. And like I said before, and I'll say it again, they're playing in you guys' faces, and somebody should just jump. They should just jump and stop playing all of these games. Stop playing. You don't know nothing more. People say, oh, well, William, you don't know nothing. You still talking about something, and you ain't got no more information than what you had the day before. Well, this Justin is insignificant to this. I don't care if Justin was the person that made the recordings. I do not care. Let me tell you what's significant. What's on the recordings, ladies and gentlemen? That is what's significant. What also is significant is what did the said bishop in the email say? Now, Bernard, did William forward you the email, and did you read what Bishop Calvin said in the email? Why aren't you giving articulation to that? Why aren't you giving commentary to that? You understand what I'm saying? That's what should be done, as far as I'm concerned. So you going over to William McCray and y'all playing this game in front of these people's faces, talking about, oh, you was running around recording Bishop Jordan. Who cares? Don't nobody care. What people care about is what was stated in the emails and why you are not addressing that, sir. And that's all I have to say about this. I'll drop the link because I'm done for today, because I'm about to go enjoy me a movie. I'm gonna go watch me some Disney Plus. That's it. That's all I got. All it was the Swedish chef. You threw everything up in the air, and everything came crashing down. And you're gonna do a cash app. Did you get to the cash ship? Did this the cash ship? The cash ship. They hit the cash ship. The button of the cash ship. That's what y'all did. Give me a break. And anybody with half a brain could see what was going on there. Y'all got to be kidding me. You have to be kidding me. I don't play that. It's just dumb. It's just dumb. And listen, when I was in school, I excelled at reading comprehension. I understand how to comprehend things. I really do. I know how to comprehend things. And they tell you everything that don't matter. You don't need to know that Bernard Jordan paid $9,000 for a roof. That's insignificant. You don't need to know that Bernard Jordan helped this poor preacher out when he didn't have no money and he brought him. Insignificant. You don't need to know, oh, well, he went traveling around Bishop Bernard Jordan and recorded him for a year. You don't need to know that either. That's insignificant. What you do need to know is in the contents of those emails, what was stated that Bernard Jordan allegedly done or might have done. That's what you need to concentrate on. And that's what you need to give voice to, period, point blank. Okay. That's what's important in that whole scenario, right? Everything else outside of that is insignificant. It means nothing. And you don't need to concentrate on it. Now, that's my opinion. And Three Little Pigs, I don't see an avatar. I don't see a face. I don't see anything. Hold on one second. Oh, now the Three Little Pigs done left. Oh, the Three Little Pigs done left. Okay, Three Little Pigs. All right. So let me explain to you, that is what's significant. Okay. So all that other stuff, don't let these, it's almost like these people are they're doing a magic trick on you. You over here talking about who recorded and whether St. James needs to be vindicated. St. James has done excellent work. He had a flub. It is fine that he had a flub. Move on from that. That's insignificant as well. But I do think they did him dirty, if you want to ask my opinion. Because whoever gave him that information should have been able to give him the same information that they gave to William. But who gave William that information? And why were they sitting at a dinner table listening for over an hour to a recording at a cheesecake factory? And I want to say this do you think William is really being loyal to Bernard Jordan? You think so? You really do? That's your observation, is he's being loyal while going to dinner with the man who's obviously got some issues with him, and he's sitting down playing a recording for him? Scooby-Doo, skitty-bidoo, skitty-bidoo. Mort. Just throw everything up in the air. Oh, y'all need to be doing some critical thinking around here. That's all I got to say. Shout out to Miss Furlow Speaks. I appreciate you. I'm sorry. I was in it, Miss Furlow. Y'all better start thinking critically. Y'all better start thinking critically, because something is not clean in the milk. And William over there, and everybody's talking about stuff that don't even matter. That's all I can say. I didn't come out here. I did not come out here and choose anybody's side, because at the end of the day, we're supposed to be trying to get to the truth, right? That's supposed to be what the situation is. You're supposed to discover what the truth is in the situation. And if a person is living a hypocritical life, preaching one thing while living something else, it is going to be terribly problematic, especially if you are a man of God or somebody who claims to be speaking on the oracles of God and speaking on behalf of the Lord. I think it's very problematic. And I think all of us would come to a consensus about that, right? But like I said, I'm not defending none of these people. I don't defend Larry, and I'm not defending Bernard. I call balls and strikes. That's what I do. Because to me, that is what good commentary demands. And regardless of whether you're telling whether on either side, you should still be respected for your commentary. Period, point blank. Period, point blank. I don't care. I don't care. People can say what they want. Now, I received an email that was from Larry Reed that had a forwarded email that had been sent to him. I have not heard. Did y'all help me? Because maybe I'm tripping, and I don't know. Let me ask y'all something. Has Bernard Jordan, because I haven't really, I ain't gonna watch all of these videos. I ain't gonna lie, because too many. Has Bernard come out and actually addressed what the bishop alleged that he had done to his friend? Did he give any commentary to that? because that's the part that I'm waiting on. All of this other stuff is insignificant to me. I got an email from Larry, his mentee, his former mentee. That's what my email, and he forwarded an email from a bishop who was making accusations. I'm not saying those accusations, and I'm not going to come out in the public and repeat it. But I'm telling you, Bernard Jordan, if you're going to do this whole campaign with William and the Morton throwing everything up in the air, to the average person, they're not paying attention. But you are definitely trying to shift the narrative. This has nothing to do with Justin recording you. Even if he did record you, what was on the recording that these people are saying is problematic? That is what's important, sir. That's what's important. Other than that, I don't want to hear anything else, because you're ice skating and you're playing a game. You're playing a game, sir. You're playing a game. And that's the part that I'm not willing to play with you or your former mentee. Because, see, I understand how to comprehend things. You understand? And y'all need to stop making this about some vlogger meeting. All that stuff is insignificant. It's all insignificant. Nobody cares about a vlogger meeting. Y'all get over that. Move on. And stop talking about it like it's important. It's not important to none of this. None of this has anything to do with that. Deal with what's in the emails, sirs. I'm talking to Larry and Bernard, because this is y'all fight that y'all are trying to bring out here and use vloggers and do all of this stuff that you're doing. When are y'all going to address that? Now, I know you're listening and I know you're watching. I drop this link every show. Bernard, Justin, whoever that pastor was, what's going on here? When y'all are going to address that, Bernard? That's what I want to know. You got the email. William forwarded it to you. When are you going to address that in the public? Bernard, that's the golden question, isn't it? Isn't that the golden question, Bernard? How about you, Larry? When you going to come out in the public and address it? Ooh, that's the golden question now, isn't it, Larry? Y'all sitting up here sending other people to do your dirty work, and they gave William $1,000 to say Morton, throw everything up in the damn air, and you don't know no more than what you knew yesterday. Scoo-bitty skidoo, because this is what happens when William start talking. This is what I hear. Scoo-dee-dee-doo, scoo-dee-doo, this skoo-doo, Mort. That's what I hear. He's the Swedish chef. They're going to do the glasses to get the put the glasses and put the glasses on. They hit the cash app, the button, the cash app, they hit the cash app. That's what I hear in my head. That's what I hear. That's what I hear. Because William ain't said nothing. As a matter of fact, when he got his money, you know what he said? Dude, we're just right out of time. I have no more time to tell you any of the stories. I didn't get told my story. I get to go. To go. I'm already get Mort. And he's out of there. And you done cashed apped him for gargly audio and no more information. Now, God bless you, those of you that gave in the offering yesterday. May the Lord bless you and keep you. And may he cause that money to be multiplied back to you. Because even God blesses stupid people as well. I know that for a fact. God blesses dummies as well. The scripture says it rains on the just as well as the unjust. Listen here. So that principle's got to work straight across the board. So let me tell you, he's going to bless you for your giving, even though you didn't even know what you was doing. And you were just stupid in the whole process, in my opinion. T. Davis is stupid. Listen here, but it's the truth. William is the vlogger Swedish chef. All he do is you can't understand him half the time when he speaks, and then he just throws everything up and everything out there. He doesn't contextualize. He doesn't make it make sense. And then he just says, hit the cash app. Everybody hit the cash app, the button. Hit the button. Hit the button, whatever you do. And then Bernard Jordan and his son done went over there and gave that man $700. And that don't create nothing in y'all at all. Nothing. This don't mean nothing. Now, I will say this. I believe what Larry said concerning him being a manipulator, because I definitely think that was all manipulation, what I saw. I don't think anything other than that was manipulation. And all of you that are, your job is to defend Bernard, you just keep right on defending him. You just keep doing your job, because I don't want none of you to lose your spot. Keep on defending him. But just understand there are those of us who do know how to comprehend and think, and we're not going to be defending either one of these men. I'm not defending either one of them. Sorry. I'm not doing it. I'm not defending either one of these dudes. I'll call it as I see it. If I think it's manipulation, I'll say it's manipulation. What did William, y'all, for real, what did William tell you yesterday that made a significant difference to this entire situation? And I'll wait on your answer. And I done pinned the link. You all are welcome to come up and tell me what William gave you yesterday that made you go, aha, that's it. Or did William throw a bunch of stuff up in the air and confuse most of you? Most of you are confused right now. You're confused. And I'm going to go ahead and be a televangelist right now. If you confused, please lay your hand on your computer screen or your TV screen, and I'm going to say a prayer for you with your dumb self for allowing yourself to be manipulated. Go ahead, and I'll send you some oil from Galilee, from the Sea of some water from the Sea of Galilee. But before I send you the water, you must give me $8.88. You got to give me $8.88. You must send a seed offering, $8.88. And for those of you that will give more than $8.88, I have a word from the Lord for you on today. Why y'all ain't moving? I don't see, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. I don't see no 888s coming through. What's wrong with y'all? You're supposed to do 888 because I'm trying to give you a word from the Lord. I promise you. And the more money you give, the longer the prophecy will become. I promise you, I'll give you more of a prophecy if you give more of the money. You give me more of the money, and I will give you more of the prophecy. The Cash App information is scrolling on the bottom of the screen, ladies and gentlemen. If you want a word from the Lord, I want you to send $8.88 right now. Forward me $8.88. $8.88. Y'all better stop. Now you see how absurd that sounds, and you see how stupid that is. You see how dumb that is. But that's what we're allowing to happen over and over and over again. It is what it is. Now let me see what you got. Well, you got this right. Now you know you ain't never lied. You ain't never lied. It's just spiritual manipulation. That's what it is. That's all it is. It's spiritual manipulation. And we have a right to we have a right to call it out. And some of you guys, y'all are so biased. Listen, I want you to understand something. People with maturity understand. If we're going to be honest, I have not seen St. James make a mistake other than this one that he just made with his pastor. So y'all keep talking about, oh, he needs to be vindicated. No, he does good work. You don't have to, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to, he doesn't need to be vindicated. And I want to be honest with y'all. If y'all listen to that Justin fella, he told you, he recorded him. He said it. He really did. He told you he had recordings of the man. I don't think y'all were listening too well. He said he didn't have recordings. Then he said he did have recordings. Then he came back and said he didn't have recordings. Then he came back at the very end and he told y'all, well, there might be some things on my iPad. Y'all remember when he said that some stuff might be on his iPad? Y'all didn't hear that part? So the man said that he might have some recordings. Now, the part that I didn't like is how he got up there on that man's platform with his chest all swole up and acting all foolish. Like, you want to do something, you're going to jump bad. And I'm not going to lie to y'all. I told my moderators, y'all, I'm going to be honest. I told my moderators, even though I know St. James wouldn't have brought me up, I was going to hit that link so bad, y'all have no idea. Because this is now the second time that I have seen somebody talk to St. James like, you know, I didn't like it. I'll just put it that way. And you have to know how to control your platform. When people start swelling up like that, you need to learn how to diffuse that and bring that back down. Because you're not going to come up on my platform who banging on me. That's what you're not going to do. That's what you're not going to do. Lower your voice, control your breathing, get yourself under control, and have a conversation like a normal person. Period, point blank. I swear I wanted to hit that link so damn bad. I ain't going to even lie. Excuse my French. I'm sorry. I wanted to hit that link so bad. Y'all don't know how bad I wanted to hit that link. Oh, I wanted to hit that link because I did not like the way that was going. I did not like the way that was going. I just didn't like it. I just did not like it. My moderators will tell you I was hot. Oh, I wanted to hit that link so bad. Y'all have no idea, but I kind of feel I wasn't going to get brought up. I done already been ran away. So I'm trying to tell y'all, oh, I was going to hit that link. Oh, everything in me wanted to hit that link. Y'all just don't realize. No, he doesn't need to be vindicated. His vindication has come over the time that he has already done the work. His vindication is with the over 20-something thousand people that have already subscribed to him and trust what he does. That's his vindication. Going around the internet asking everybody, but do you think he's vindicated? He don't need to be vindicated. That's my opinion. He don't need no vindication. The man told you he recorded the darn man. I don't know why y'all wasn't listening. He said he had recordings on his iPad. Am I the only one that heard the man say he had recordings on his iPad? He did say that, right? He did. He said that. That's what he said. That's what he said. I ain't lying. Let me tell y'all really don't realize I wanted to hit that link so damn bad. Woo! Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Because y'all know I will come and handle business. Oh, you're going to bring all of that down. But see, you got to learn how to keep people from bringing you that kind of attitude. And he kind of rose up a little bit. And I was like, oh man, please take care of this fool. Just because I don't know what you're talking about. And he said, oh, well, I don't know where you got your information from. And then if y'all listen to what William said, William actually didn't tell the truth about something. And I'll get to that on another day. I ain't going to talk about that right now, but I'll get there. I'll get there. Listen to me. It doesn't matter if listen to me. Do you not know who I am? I know he shades me all the time. They all shade me. Everybody shades me. But that don't mean I have to reciprocate and be evil and be mean and be mad at folks. I'm not that kind of person. I'm just not that kind of person. And if I see somebody that I feel like somebody's being rude and disrespectful to, I'm going to say what I want to say. It's just that simple. That doesn't mean we're buddy and chummy. Just like I try to tell y'all on the internet, when we disagree, we can disagree without becoming disagreeable. You understand what I'm saying? I'm trying to show you all, you don't have to like a person to still be respectful and honest. Y'all are so used to throwing shade at one another and treating each other like garbage. And then when I say, oh, he was mistreated and I wanted to hit that link, and I did want to hit that link. I ain't gonna lie. Now, my moderators and everybody would have probably really been pissed off at me, but I sure wanted to hit that link. God is my solemn witness. I did. And I would have hit that link if I would have thought I would have made it through to the promised land, because I would have set that whole thing ablaze. How dare you come up on somebody's platform talking smack like that? Because you sure didn't go up on William's platform when they said you was in the chat. He didn't go up on William's live, did he? No. Why didn't you go up on William's live and talk crazy to William? I'm just saying. Listen, we already said he apologized, and there's no need for him to. There really wasn't no need for him to apologize. See, that's why I'm trying to tell y'all there wasn't no vindication needed, because he didn't even need to apologize. He was nice, and that was a cordial thing to do, and I said that before. So Tina, I'm not sure if you're familiar with this channel and familiar with me. You say you're not new, so you should understand I've already given commentary to that. So there's no need for me to go in there. There's no need for me to go. I'm just listen. What are they expecting from me? What are they expecting from me? What are they expecting from me? You expecting me to do what? What you want me to do? You want me to get out here and call everybody names and treat them the way they treat me? No, they're going to pay a price for what they do. They'll pay the price, because the seeds you sow, you will sure enough reap. That's why it's not good to be running around here mistreating people and lying on people and treating people poorly, because not too many days hence, it's going to meet you when you need to reap. It's going to show back up for you. It really will. Faithful wisdom, faithful wisdom, faithful wisdom. I need you to have some wisdom. Okay. He did say he had the teachings of the church. Yes, he did. But if you all were listening, the man at the end said he had recordings on his iPad. That's what he said. You ain't got no church teachings on no iPad. You can put notes on the iPad, but you ain't recording whole church teachings on the iPad. Faithful wisdom. You're not doing that. That's what you're not doing, faithful wisdom. I'm just trying to tell you. That's what you're not doing. That's what you're not doing. I'm just letting you know. Y'all need to think about it. Okay, and I agree with that, and I said that earlier. So cut it out. We don't need to go there. Oh my Lord, y'all just want to beat up on each other. I don't have time for that. Let me stop going there, because I don't need to go there no more. I know that's right. Hey, Tabo Shata, he disappeared. He was gone. Look, he was like Tabitha in Bewitched. It was like the twinkle, you know how the nose went, and then the person just be gone. Boom, gone. That's what it did. The nose itch, and it was over and done with. Listen here. I saw some manipulation going on. That's what I saw. Throughout this whole process, people have been trying to manipulate everybody that's involved with this situation. That's what I saw. Exactly. T. Davis, he apologized and move on. That's it. It's done. Here's the thing, Leah. If there is an audio of him, guess what, Leah? That's insignificant to the whole grand scheme of things, Leah. Guess what's significant, Leah? What's on the audio? Because the whole primary reason that the emails were sent, because there were some allegations concerning Bernard Jordan that are supposed to constitute the content of the audio. Leah, that's what's important, not whether he was recorded, not whether Justin was on the audio. I don't care about none of that. I care about what is on the audio. And all of these people are playing games with you. It's the phantom of the audio. They don't want you to know what's on the audio they're giving, because now they want to distort the voice. But before they distort the voice, they're going to tell you it's the person on the audio. And then they're going to distort the voice, and then they're going to play it. And it's a garbled up mess. It's like the Hateful Eight and Daisy Darmagoo. You just look a mess on the internet streets with this foolishness. That's what you look. You look a whole mess, a garbled up mess. Have y'all ever seen the movie The Hateful Eight with Samuel L. Jackson, Kurt Russell, It's one of my favorite movies. I done seen that movie about 19,000 times, right along with the Django. Y'all ever seen The Hateful Eight? Y'all seen the movie? I'm just saying. Listen here. That's the whole thing. That's what I'm trying to say. And yes, we know, and absolutely, we agree with that. Oh, Lord have mercy, Jesus. Why you want to fight, Faithful Wisdom? You just came over to fight today, I guess, huh? Talking about I got upset when I thought he was talking about me. Yes. Okay. Yes, he has a right to defend his character, but he can defend his character with respect and decency when he is on someone else's platform. You don't get on my platform talking about you want to cuss at me and you want to cuss because you're so upset. Because see, after then, it's like, okay, I'm going to give you the freedom to go ahead and cuss. And then we both going to be cussing and we both going to be yelling. You have to learn how to diffuse that type of situation. Sir, bring all of that down because I'm not your enemy. St. James was not his enemy. Period, point blank. Good question. Now, this is I'm Pastor. This is the question of the day. This is the question of the day. Good question. Y'all want to know what I think is really about to happen with this whole situation? There's only one or two scenarios that's going to happen. Here we go. Bernard just shifted the narrative of this whole situation. They done made this about this pastor and the recording of him recording the situation. Most people had forgotten all about it, the reason why the email was sent. You ain't even thinking about the reason why the email was sent. You thinking about all of this other peripheral stuff. So here's the thing. Either Larry's going to have to step up his game and he's going to have to bust a move, or he going to have to go to his corner and shut all the way up and use his minion to do his dirty work. That's one. Number two, Bishop Jordan is either going to go after the people that have made salacious claims concerning, his alleged stuff that went on in that email. He'll have to make a decision about what he wants to do as it relates to that. But do I think he's going to bust a move? No, I do not. I do not. I don't think either one of these guys is going to bust a move. Now, here's why. Because there's a little something called discovery, right? And when lawsuits are filed and you start talking about certain things, other things come into play, like your finances, how you spend your money, how you made your money, where your money is coming from, etc. And I just don't believe that all of these so-called men and women of God want the government snooping around, looking at their financials and looking at how they do business. I don't think they want that. That's just my humble opinion. I don't think none of them want that. So it's best that they all go somewhere and sit down and shut up. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. I think at the end of the day, we all just saw a nothing burger. What did I tell y'all the other day? This is TD Jakes 2.0. This is TD Jakes 2.0. Well, you know, right, Tasha, I agree with you 1000%. But I will tell you this. These preachers in America need to understand the times that they are living in. They really do. They need to understand the times that they're living in, because I just feel like a lot of these preachers are not aware of the times and the seasons that they're living in. They're playing a game that no one else is playing. Yes, ma'am. You live on the podcast.
Marcellus, you know it's me.
Okay, I just want to double check. You know, these people. Let me see if I can get this off the screen. All right. Here.
No, I just wanted to implore those in the chat who had some criticisms for your, I guess you could say, support of St. James. There are times when you have spoken positively of Bernard or positively of Larry. You
I
are a
call balls and strikes.
fair
Right.
you are a fair reporter, regardless of if shade is thrown, if there's
Hmm.
pettiness, if there's this or that. When someone is wrong or someone is right, you call it what it is. We all
Absolutely.
know we're being manipulated. We all know we're being distracted from what was allegedly supposed to
Mhm.
be in these recordings. Now all the focus is on, like you said, now all the focus is on the guy. Just because he came in huffing and puffing, he wouldn't hit Williams' link, but he hit St. James's link.
And who cares, Mary, if he did record it? Okay, the issue is what's actually on the recording, you all. That is what's important here.
Exactly, because what William played isn't that's not the bomb. The bomb was the stuff that was supposed to be what was listed out in that nasty email. But though
Right.
where's that part of the recording? So it's just like I don't think that it matters if, St. James had said something about you or if you guys decided not to go up on each other's platforms anymore or whatever the case may be. Clearly, what happened, put it like this. I don't think that St. James was lying. Even before the guy got huffy and puffy with him, and even before he basically admitted had the
Mhm.
iPad stuff, I don't think St. James was lying. And then for the guy to basically come and confirm, well, if there is a recording, I might not have recorded it or not to my knowledge. And I think that that's a lot of and then of course, y'all already know how I am with body language. His body language was very much so nervous and lying.
Well, right, but
Again,
one thing he said too, Mary, that I got a wind of when he said, "Well, I don't have a recording." That's what he
yes,
said. That's what he
exactly.
said, and I was like, okay, so did you get rid of the recording that you did have? So, and you all have to understand something about preachers. Preachers use a lot of word games and they play a
Yes.
lot of word games. And I'll be honest with you, that's another reason why I used to I used to curse on this channel because I just get tired of playing these games with y'all. And I just speak to y'all like a normal person. And I just be like, I'm sick of playing these games. And when when I am cursing, I'm tired and I don't reach my breaking point because I don't like these church games and I don't like these word games. Just like Brian Carn over there telling that man he ain't got no kids. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Mary. I had a
Oh no,
moment.
no, you're no, you ain't wrong. But my thing is, so to Faithful Wisdom's point, the point is not that St. James should have had proof before he came on. He had proof, but he's not going to become public enemy number one by listing out all his proofs. Because if every journalist came, or, not that everyone's claiming to be a journalist, but
Mhm.
if everyone comes up here saying, so and so told me, he doesn't need to say that because, for one, Larry's the one who started all of it. So it doesn't matter who St. James confirmation came from. It could have, I mean, look how big this circle is. How many people had heard about this man before this audio stuff? I didn't know nothing about this man before this audio stuff started leaking. And the first time I heard of him was that night when St. James mentioned his name. So it's just like there are so many players behind the scenes in this. The source could have been in the Bernard camp, could have been in Larry's camp. It could have,
Correct.
I mean, all the camps are intermingling. So
That's
I don't think it's wise for a journalist who wants to remain trusted
right.
to come out and say, I confirmed with so and so on this date at this time, when they've already proven to be reliable.
Well, here's the thing. There, like I said yesterday, you got to learn how to stack your sources. Stacking sources is very important because when somebody can get on a platform and say you don't know what you're talking about and you're a liar, that carries a lot of weight with it, right? And so you have to be able to use the tentacles of the information that you've gotten and be able to trace it back to say no. And here's the reason why I know I'm not lying. Now here's the danger of what's happening here, what you just said, and I want to reiterate your point. You don't know where this audio came from.
Hmm.
Bernard Jordan could have gave William this audio. You don't know where this audio came from. Larry could have gave him this audio. You don't know where this audio came from. You have
Mhm.
absolutely no clue. You don't realize William could have called that bishop down there in Texas, and the bishop could have sent him the audio. You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You don't know where the audio came from. And that's the other thing that I tried to tell y'all yesterday. Stop picking sides, because you don't know nothing. We don't know nothing. That's why I keep trying to tell you, unless they are willing to show us all latest audio out and let us hear what's actually in the audio, they're playing games.
And at this point, none of us are, well, and like you said, the whole point of masking his voice or doing whatever, that's all a part of the game as well, because it's just like, now we're all just talking about, we're all going to be questioning the credibility of any audio to come. I mean, well, we would have questioned it regardless, just because of the past audios that have been provided from that side. But now they present the garbled up whatever. Now
Right.
everything is going to be questioned on that audio. Oh, was it manipulated by AI because they just want, did they splice sentences together? Did they do this? So like you said, they played it how they wanted to make sure that if and when the rest of the audio that is damaging is exposed, we're not going to believe it, because we know that there's altered versions out there.
Right. Well, it's kind of like Donald Trump. Donald Trump keep telling you everything is fake news, fake news, fake news, to the point to where when the news really do hit, you're like, oh, that ain't real. Or you have so much doubt in your mind, you're just like, I ain't gonna pay that no attention. And you're so exhausted by the time that the truth comes out, it's not going to affect you. But I'm just here to tell you this. This is all I'm gonna say to this. Like I said yesterday, Bernard Jordan and Larry need to fight their own battle. They
Yeah.
need to fight it out amongst themselves and stop trying to use us to do it. And William, the Swedish vlogger, Mr. Mort threw all that crap up in the air and nothing happened. You don't know nothing. You had a gargled up audio. You wasn't able to make out what the man says. And here's the thing. I think St. James can, maybe because of the nature of the relationship that he has with that Justin fella, maybe he can invite him back and bring some clarity to what William says, because maybe that'll be a safe space to where he'll come back and answer, because maybe he just didn't feel like he was in a safe space, because obviously there must be some trust issues over there with the Bernard camp, because he didn't feel safe enough to hit the link, right?
Right.
He was like, I'm not gonna hit this link. So maybe St. James can invite him back and he can hit the link and he'll be
Or
in a
maybe
safe
he was
space.
tired, because because William did come on late and he was already tired when he was on St. James's show. So maybe he was tired and he had already went to bed.
Right. Well, that's a good question. Faithful Wisdom. Why is Calvin Blake not talking if it's true? I don't know. That's a good question, and I can't answer that. I just know one thing: if you blame me for some stuff that I wouldn't do, I'm gonna be fighting mad. And maybe that's he was swole up on St. James platform, but he had been deflated by the time you got to William, the Swedish chef.
Look, Calvin Blake don't care, because Calvin Blake said he knew he was being recorded. Someone was recorded. All of them know they're being recorded at some point in time. Pastor Blake said, I don't care which way. I ain't say nothing. That's why he probably chilling. Or maybe he did say something incriminating, so he just want to hush.
Listen, when I'm here I go again. I'm not saying that. How do I say this? I see why Larry sent the email to other people based upon how William and Bernard conducted themselves on yesterday. I see why Larry did what he did. I do. I see why he did what he did. Because if you really want to be technical, Larry doesn't really have any allies that are going to go out here and literally, fight for him on that sense. You understand what I'm saying? Even though I disagree with that other vlogger going out there and saying putting all this stuff out. But if you think about it, if y'all give some real thought to this, if you look at how things have shifted and transpired, William done changed the narrative. William done came out here and said, "Oh, there was an audio recording." Remember, William at first said it was 45 minutes long. Now you hear
Now it's an hour and a half.
now it's an hour and a half. So they done confused this thing. The Mort. He threw it all up in the air and everything fell back down on all the people listening. I'm trying
Yeah,
to.
and I think that's kind of how we all feel, Faithful and Moni. We all just want to hear it. And I think that that's the part that's annoying, is because it's like you created this whole email trail and all, you created the
Mhm.
buzz. You created the buzz, but just like everything else, 7 days, not too many days hence, and all that, and I mean, he hasn't threatened a timeline on when he was going to drop any audios, but it's
Right,
just interesting that he went to go get the integral vloggers to report on it, but he
right.
didn't want to give the integral vloggers the evidence. He gave the evidence to the messy ones.
Not only did he give it to the messy one, he gave it to the messy ones that do not, as far, well, you all have your opinions. I have mine. I don't think William is a great communicator. I don't believe William comprehends very well. I believe that William is an expert in old lady church gossip. And I think that's where he specializes in, and makes saying them little quirky things and all that stuff. That's where William is good at. But as far as putting things into context and making it understandable and giving us the who, what, when, where, and why, I don't believe that William is very good at that, because by the time William is finished talking, you are more confused than when you actually showed up. And we go there, and people go there because it's entertaining and he's funny and silly, because he's gonna say something stupid, and then we all going over there, and I hadn't been over there until Bernard Jordan. But it's sad that that's the situation. You all don't know any more than what you know, and I'm sorry. I just I take what I do so serious that when I come here and I try to present information to you all, I get a little frustrated sometimes, because I'm trying to put it into context for you. And I want you to stop trying to make sense out of stuff that don't make no sense.
Yeah, but also so T Davis, the thing is, he knew one of the recipients of the email would bite. However, before they bit, he came out and said he sent the email to Marcellus. He
Mhm.
sent the email. So before anyone bit on the story, no one even knew it existed, because no one had said anything until he said he sent out the email to these people.
Right. And I think that was the catalyst, and he knew what he was doing, you all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
he
y'all
knew.
wouldn't say anything. So he had to say that he had people he was sending stuff to.
Because here's what's going to happen. If he says he sends the email to me, let me just, I know this is you, but I just want to double check. Let me make sure. Daryl, is this you?
Yeah, it's me.
Okay. All right. Let me take this down. You guys got to understand something. When he started the catalyst of saying, I sent it to Marcellus. Now here's what's going to happen. And because Larry knows integrity matters to me. I don't know about the rest of y'all. The moment he said that he sent that thing to me, everybody started questioning me. Is Marcellus working with Larry? That's what y'all did. Even
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm.
much so, AT2 did a video where he admittedly said, I was thinking Marcellus was working with the ops. And
Exactly, because he definitely presented it as though, oh, because he didn't say I had to go through someone to get to Marcellus. He just made it seem like, and I sent it to Marcellus and I sent it to so and so. And it's like, oh, okay, so you and Marcellus is cool.
Mm.
And that's what he did. And it caused a question, because what happened? All y'all started texting me, or some of y'all started texting me, but Marcel, and y'all know me, I'm going to respond. And I was like, don't start with me with this stuff, because darn well Larry and I don't rock like that. I don't I'm cordial with everybody. Hey, God bless you. May the Lord bless you and keep you. That's kind of how I'm working with everybody going forward. May the Lord bless you. I don't have no hard feelings against anybody. So I don't know why the expectation. These people can shade me until Jesus come. It is not going to change the work that I do. It is not going to change the meaningfulness of what I do. And they'll just reap what they sow, because I've been lied on in the past week. People been lying and they're gonna keep on lying. So you got to learn how to develop a thick skin and get past all of this stuff. You really truly do. In my opinion, you do. Go ahead, Daryl. You got the floor. Did I mute everybody?
No, I muted. I
Oh.
muted myself. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
okay.
I was just listening. I've been saying it all weekend. It's this is going to get ridiculous, and I hate to say it. Somebody gonna get sued. It's just a matter of time. Somebody gonna get sued because this is just getting stupid.
Yeah.
It's getting absolutely stupid.
Yeah. And like I said, I do believe it's a Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe it's people, trying to move pawns on a chessboard. But see, the thing about it is, and I know y'all gonna get mad with this. I'm a little bit smarter than what they think I am, and trying to put me in a situation that's gonna cause me to be in trouble. Oh, you done messed up, because you may not believe it, but I know how to handle myself, and I know how to make sure that I'm gonna be good. You feel me? So there's nothing you can do that's going to cause me to mess up what I got going on. And I promise you, y'all can play this Game of Thrones if you want to, but there is something called countersue.
Mm-hmm.
So you can sit up and be playing with these people, but these people have a right to countersue you, just so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they've all been playing the legal mumbo jumbo game the past couple of days. Everyone's been talking about, well, I think Bishop Jordan had said it first, talking about the legalities of the recording, this, that, and the other. But
Oh.
ultimately, if TDJ is going to drop a lawsuit against all of the defaming remarks that were made against him, are the rest of them really going to sit and try to see a lawsuit through? Like,
I
really?
don't want any of these people to get sued. I just don't think. I think, like I said, either put out the audio or shut the heck up.
Yeah.
Jump, niggas, just jump. And that's just what I'm gonna be saying on every video. Just jump. Y'all hear me, and because this is what I really want y'all to get. If y'all don't hear nothing else I say, if they don't tell you the contents of that audio and those audios, nothing else matters. Not the pastor, not his roof, not his kids, not St. James, not the vloggers in Florida or the meetup. None of this other stuff matters. So all of you talking about all of this other stuff, nothing matters except the contents of the audio and what was said in those emails about what happens to be on the audios. So let's keep the main thing. What's on the audios? Bernard, would you like to give commentary to the audios, you and Larry? Because this y'all fight. Larry, would you like to give commentary to the audios? Why are y'all expecting the vloggers to do that? And William, stop being so dumb. Don't come out here and be fighting nobody. Well, you know what? You're going to fight it because you want the cash apps. Go ahead, Drew. I'm sorry. I had a moment.
Man, you brought up something. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, man, you brought up something just recently. Um, he brought. I don't even want to use this man's name, but Larry brought up that he gave it to Marcellus for one particular reason. He set
Mm-hmm.
up to make everybody go run in circles. Because if you go back to 2019 and 2020, Larry said he did not know Marcellus.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
He said he did not know him. So let's lay this trap correctly. These two ninjas are up there playing in everybody's faces. And like I told Marcellus earlier, I believe that they are in cahoots together to get other bloggers and vloggers to start an uproar so they can do stuff behind the scenes. Because if you really pay attention, they are moving both the same identical way.
Yeah, because they've learned from each other. I think Bernard's trying to beat Larry at his own game. Because Larry taught him how to jump in front of the story and change the narrative. When he was on there yesterday with William, the first thing Bernard was doing was trying to shape shift and get y'all to look in a completely different direction. Just now, when I just told y'all the only thing that's important in this whole situation is the contents of the audio and what was said in those emails. Outside of that, you all, nothing else matters. Period. Don't nothing else count.
I think it's just funny. Like this. I said to y'all yesterday. This is going to be like as the world turns. This is
As the Negroes
consistency.
turn, Gerald, as the Negroes turn.
But not really. Not really. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. I don't at this point, like I like today. I just moved on. Only reason why I'm talking about this is because I think too often you all and people in the world are just being led astray by stuff that don't even matter. St. James is not significant in this story. I'm not significant in this story. All of these vloggers are not significant in this story. The only thing that's significant in this story is what the contents of that audio say and the emails and what the emails are alleging that was done by a bishop. That is what is significant. Everything outside of that means nothing. We can make a million videos, we can have a million discussions, but until these people bring that audio out and they give commentary to it and say, this is wrong, I didn't do this, or admit to what's being said on the audio, this is all stupid. Everything
Well,
else,
you see, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about everybody else.
I
Because
got you.
that's literally you pulling everybody. They're pulling everybody else into this. And what people do not really understand, they did this before. They did this with. If you want to be technical, they did this when Larry and Daryl was going through this.
Mm,
Go back and think about it. They did this with Larry and Daryl. You had John, you had all these different people doing the same thing that they're doing now. And then what happened? They pulled Williams in the middle of it. It ain't
mm,
no different.
yeah.
Now it went
Well,
from Jake to Bernard.
I gotta take a pause for this. I'm sorry. Let the sideshow begin. Harry, step right on in. Guarantee to what is it? To make you cry, something like that. I don't forgot the darn song, but that's now. Listen here, Terry. You done got me right there. I'm just saying. Step right on in. Step right on. It's the sideshow. Let the sideshow because that's what it is. And I agree with you, Gerald. I totally agree with what you're saying. But like I said, let's see how this pans out. Y'all sit back and we're gonna watch the show. That's what we're doing. We're watching the show at this point, and let's see what happens. People say, "Oh, there's some new information that we didn't have." No, you don't have no more new information. I don't know what's wrong with y'all talking about you done learned something that you didn't know before. What? What's wrong with y'all?
A mishug and a forehead kiss is what I'm more entitled.
Yeah, it's
A
crazy.
miss and a forehead kiss.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he should have. Well, they don't like to talk about that, Gerald. They don't like that forehead in the kissing conversation, because that gets a little, something else. Listen here. All of these people are for sale. All of these people are for sale. They will spin a narrative. They will do whatever they can do for whomever they have hitched their wagon to. They are all for sale. Not just William.
Mm-hmm.
They made a great song. How much is that pony in the window? That's a great
Mm-hmm.
song. Because
Yeah.
you've seen it on.
Yeah. I mean, hey, it is what it is. Y'all crazy. But that's how I feel about the whole situation. Well, we got Brian Carn with a possible new baby.
Oh
Uh
my God. Can I just add that young lady's like testimony was really, really nice to see that she's getting the help that she need and
right.
understand taking responsibility for the actions that she contributed to. And I really think that I'm happy to hear that she's getting help outside of said church, that she's going to like take care of herself. I think that should be applauded per se,
Right.
because like she's doing what she's supposed to do.
Well, she said she had her father. If you listen, oh God, I need to find that girl's channel. Hold on, so I can put her link in down there for you guys. Let me find her channel real quick. Y'all go over there and give her some views. She's a young lady with a new baby. Y'all need to go
Was
over
it
there.
her? Was it her
Huh?
father or was it her father or her stepfather?
Oh, I don't know
Because
if it
that's
was.
what
I don't know if it was.
I think she was her stepfather. That's why I asked
Oh,
the
okay.
question earlier.
It
With
could be
all
stepfather. Mhm.
That's why I asked that question earlier. With all of these women that have been brought up that is connected to Brian Carn, yes, he is showing predatory behavior because number one, if you don't have a strong for a female, if you don't have a strong male figure to role model to show you what a male's supposed to be, you're gonna fall for a snake like Brian.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah. And I don't know whether she had other men in her life who could, sort of help her navigate her way through this. But I do believe, it's kind of hard because these young girls, this is a different generation, and they get led astray. And a lot of them are finding their mates online. Like they don't even be knowing these people, and people just.
I thought, when you
But it's
said mate, I thought of no, I thought of a primate. Every time I look at Brian Carn, I think of a spider monkey. Never mind, my bad.
well, listen. Every time I look at some of these people, I think Andrea Garrison. I thought of wombats. So I understand. I understand. I remember Lynn got so mad at me one night. Lynn said, "Well, wombat," because she thought I had made up the word. Lynn went and looked it up. She said, "Marcellus, you crazy because there is a such thing as a wombat." I understand. It's true. And there are a lot of new players. There are a lot of people on the internet having this discussion. But I want you all to hear me and hear me very well. I want you all to keep the main thing the main thing. Don't let them start taking you down this path of no return. Contents of the email and the contents of the audio and what is said as it relates to the accusations that were hurled against Bishop Jordan are the only things that are important throughout this entire story. Everything else does not matter.
It sure doesn't. And with Brian Carn, keep the main thing the main thing. The man is a whore.
Oh, yeah.
And y'all ladies beware. Atlanta beware, because he's in Atlanta now, right?
Yeah, he's got a church over there. Now, I want to know what J.G. Shear is going to do about this new young lady that done came forward.
Nothing. Why would he do anything?
Yeah, he ain't done nothing.
If you covered up, the guy that just stepped down from 30 years of being at one church, you think he's gonna do something about Brian Carn?
No, well, I'm just saying. I said I want to know what he's going to do. That's all I said. I want to know. I
Nothing
didn't say he was going to do.
I'm gonna tell you what he do this. Twiddle his thumbs. Nothing.
Yeah, Brian Carn raises a lot of money, though, you all.
But see, this what makes me mad, Marcellus. This makes me mad because these same people felt some kind of way about Mr. Carlton Pearson. All he did was create another doctrine. And this is a man that's going from pillar to post, town to town, putting pipe down and getting these babies all over the place, and he's still sitting in sitting in the pulpit.
All the pipe getting laid. All the pipe is getting laid.
You would think they would want to kind of listen to Bishop Pearson when he talked about grace, because in the reality, y'all are really doing what he talked about. You
Let's take it
talking
a
about
step.
you talking about my go ahead there, go ahead there.
No. You go, Gerald. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
You talking about more grace, but that's really what, if you really break down what Bishop Pearson was talking about, you are living what he talked about. So evidently, either you don't believe in hell, you don't believe in what you believe in, or you just came after that man so you could have a platform to stand on. Which one is it?
That's what I was about to say, Gerald. The whole more grace concept, that ain't nothing but Carlton Pearson from 25 years ago. So the same man that's all ostracized and kicked off and made him be like a pariah in the Pentecostal assembly. Now you taking his citing his resources and plagiarizing it for your own gain because you getting
more
screwed over.
grace, everybody. More grace, everybody. That's what he say. More grace, everybody.
Oh God.
That should be addressed. That should be addressed because this is just ridiculous, yo.
You know what? I would.
No,
No, you go ahead. Go ahead, Drew.
it's not going to be addressed because nobody has the kahunas or the testicular fortitude to address it.
Right.
Nobody has that to do,
Well,
because if they did, it would take away their money.
right. I wonder what Robbie Warren is going to say. I need to call Juice Radio and tell her to call. I need her to call Robbie Warren for me. I want to hit Robbie Warren. I should have told him about this, and so he could have hit the live today. These people be so afraid to hit this darn link. I don't know what it is. I think they think I'm just going to go ham on them or something. I don't know. Or ask him a really tough question, because church folk don't like no tough questions, boy. And that, because you see, when you start asking them tough questions, how they chest swell up, huh, Justin? Pastor Justin, you see how his chest swole up?
That was so annoying to me. Ooh, that got on my nerves so bad.
But I'm just saying, Pastor Justin's chest got all swole. I was so mad. Y'all have no idea. But anyway, I appreciate every single one of y'all. Don't y'all go nowhere. Stay where you are. Listen,
Oh yeah, I
ladies.
got some. Yeah, I got to talk. Yeah, go ahead.
No,
Oh
you go
wait, but
ahead.
hold on. Okay. Is your name pronounced Dariel or Daryl? Because the other night I thought I heard you say Dariel.
It's this Daryl, but I go by Daryl because it's easy. So
Oh,
people,
it's Dariel. Okay.
yeah.
Why
Okay,
you?
because I
Why?
heard you say that the other night, and so I was just like, okay, let me ask. Okay.
Excuse me. This is a problem that I have with the two of you. Both of y'all coming up here with, we don't know if you're Mari, Mary, Daryl, Dariel. We don't know none of
All
this.
the above.
Mary, quite contrary. We don't know what to call you.
No. Mary, not contrary. Thank you
look,
very
look,
much.
Okay, well I thought that's
looky,
what I said. I didn't say that. Oh, I'm sorry.
looky here, Marcellus. We'll change our names when you get PAW and Paul together with
Well,
Paul and all
I
that.
did. Listen here, sir. Everybody's been calling it Paul for 29,000 million years. I'm just saying. I know it's the Pentecostal assemblies of the world, but we all call it Paul. And we should call it Paul because nobody over there can keep their paws off of folks and stuff. Anyway,
Hush.
I'm
Hey,
just playing.
hey.
Hush.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna let y'all say your thoughts because I don't have nothing else to offer this conversation. I wish everybody well. I'm not climbing up any walls. I'm not going to find no audios. I don't care. I'm not investigating this. I don't care nothing about none of this. Let these men fight it out on their own. And I do mean these men. Let Larry and Bernard come online.
I
Have
would,
their meeting and do what they do.
for me, I would implore everyone to figure out who cares about who said what in the audio, identify the victims and go help the victims. How about that? Same thing
Mm-hmm.
with the situation with Carn. Go protect these women, go protect these baby mamas. Who cares what was said in the audio? If he allegedly did whatever Larry said he did in terms of all that stuff, go find the victim and go advocate for the victim. Period.
All right, Daryl.
Yeah, I'll piggyback on what Mary just said and take it a step further. In this holiday season, with all this foolishness going on, let's make sure, and from a spiritual context, that we are helping people. Because at the
Mm,
end of the day, there are a lot of victims that these two have participated in over the last decade or so. So let's be mindful of that. I take it a step further. This holiday, I'm working on something with my family where we are deciding not to pass gifts, and we're going to adopt a family and just take care of them for the holiday. So if you know somebody in your life that needs help or assistance, I implore you to like utilize that time and go to God and see what you can do to help them out. That's what we need to be doing.
absolutely, Gerald.
I would say this for Prophet Brian Carn. Go take a sabbatical. Take a sabbatical and really go repent and seek the Lord. For these other two knuckleheads, I ain't got nothing to say about them because some day they're gonna continue doing it. So thoughts and prayers. That's
All right.
all I got.
All right. And for those of you that sent the 888, let me say this because believe it or not, that's funny. Somebody actually sent me $8. 88 said I was joking, by the way, just so you know, but somebody literally sent $8.
You want me to
So
stop?
I have to give you the word of the Lord because that was the promise. Here is
Asking you shall receive.
right. Here is the word of the Lord. Until they come forward with the complete audio and answer the email and the audio. Here's the word of the Lord. You will still be just as confused as you was yesterday and the day before yesterday. And if William is going to be all of our bone carriers, this is all we're going to get. Scooby skidoo, diddy skidoo, skiddy skidoo, booty skidoo, skidoo, Mort. That's all you're going to get. Stuff crashing all around. You ain't going to understand nothing. So my thing with you guys, and y'all stay where y'all are. Don't go nowhere. At the end of the day, this is their fight. I'm gonna leave it up to them and to all the other content creators. I guess I'll be in the bushes watching y'all try to make sense of the madness. Because at this point, the only thing that's important to me is what I done told you is important. So the rest of this don't even matter. Thanks everyone for watching. Your support means the world to us. Please make sure that you hit the like button, and please make sure that you subscribe to the channel, and make sure you hit the bell icon, and make sure you press all notifications so that way you will never miss any of the exclusive content that comes on my channel. Make sure that you never miss a video. Now, I try to go live every day about 2:30 Pacific Standard Time, which is about 5:30 Eastern Standard Time, and then I come back at night at around 8:30 Pacific Standard Time, which is about 10:30 Eastern Standard, with some more exclusive content. So if you want more Mad Church Disease show content, we'd love for you to become a member, a revolutionary member of our channel. Please make sure that you hit the join button that's right next to the subscribe button or somewhere around here, so that you guys can receive access to special community posts. You guys get all of the access to my community only lives, because we've got some sipping chats that we're going to be doing, and you guys will get exclusive content. So just make sure that you head on over to the channel page, click on the join button, and make sure that you do that. Thanks again for watching. I appreciate your love and support, and I'll see you on my very next video.
We are Mad Church Disease, helping you understand that Jesus plus nothing is everything. This is a show for everyone, believers and non-believers, from churched to the unchurched. Help us grow the channel by supporting our non-profit causes and create more consistent content. Donate by Cash App or PayPal, or buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com.